Hi, this is Becky with Icing on Top Becky's Cakes, and today we're going to use a silicone mold to make buttercream snowflakes. And this was inspired by Frozen 2, which is why they're purple and swirled. And here's the silicone mold that I used. It's from Wilton, and you will notice that some of my buttercream snowflakes were a lot smaller than the other ones. This is because some of those little arms that go out around the cupcakes, they're too thin and they will snap off. So what we're going to do is we're going to let those snap off and then we cut out the middle. So I'm still using those ones, but unfortunately you can't use the intricate details of the side molds. Right now I'm brushing them all in with cornstarch, and this will help keep the buttercream from sticking quite as much when we want to pop it out. So I'm going to dust every single of my molds with my Wilton paintbrush and some cornstarch. And yes, once they're frozen and we pop them out, as I said, those little arms around the more intricate ones are going to pop off, and we're going to use a sharp knife to cut them down, and I'll show you how we do that. But the ones that have the thicker arms, thankfully, those are the big ones that you see in the picture, and those ones we'll be able to keep, so no waste on those ones. Once we've dusted the cornstarch into all of them, we're just going to flip this over and knock out any of the excess, and that gets all the cornstarch away from those details, because if we have pockets of cornstarch, then we won't be able to get those nice fine details in there. So I gave it a good whack to get those details cleared up here, and I saw a couple of places I needed to whack it a little more so that I could get the cornstarch that was stuck in those little details out. I want to make sure that that's all cleared up. Mock American buttercream and an offset spatula, and I'm just going to press it in to each mold, and then I'm going to wiggle it back and forth, pressing it in to make sure I get all those details. And by pressing it in and wiggling it down, that makes sure that all the bubbles are out of the buttercream, and that gets all those details pressed into it. A mock American buttercream recipe for this, and that is also found on my channel if you're interested. And after I get every single one of these filled and pressed in, then I want to just scrape off the excess, but making sure that I also keep the edges filled in. So you kind of have to press it in as you pull away and scrape off the excess. Once we've got it right about like this, everything's scraped off pretty well, we're going to stick it in the freezer for 2 hours because we want these to be completely solid before we even attempt to pop them out. Now I'm going to very carefully get these out of the molds. First I'm going to pop out one that I know will come out whole, one of these big ones. And what I'm going to do is kind of pull it away from all the edges first. So I'm pulling the silicone mold away from the center of the buttercream. That helps ensure that I keep those little hands on my buttercream, and then I'm pushing up with my fingers from the other side, and that way I keep it as intact as possible. And like I said, they're nice and solid because they've been in there for 2 hours. So there is our first snowflake. And then here we'll do another one of those large ones. We get those ones out of the way, and then we'll do the other ones. Now let's see, one of these ones, we know we're going to lose the hands on these ones, so I'm still working it away just like I would the other ones, but know that you're not going to be able to keep those hands, but we are going to keep the nice center, and we're going to cut it with our knife so that we have a nice little center mold. Little small flips snowflake, but it's still really pretty, so I still really like these molds. Okay, now I'll show you what your mold will look like. These are the ones right here that'll give you the whole ones, and all the other ones with those intricate little arms, those are the ones that you're going to end up losing and have to cut down. So here's the little pieces that were in the center, so they still have great detail, and I like them for that. So I'm just going to use my knife, and I'm going to cut away some of the jagged parts so it still looks like a cute little snowflake. But if you don't want to bother with these ones, you can just stick with like the big solid ones that you know are going to come out intact. But I like the little ones, so I'm going to keep those as well. Now I'm going to use some diamond dust. That's 100% edible. It is from the Sugar Art store, and I absolutely love this stuff. It's going to make our snowflakes sparkle silvery, and I'm really addicted to this diamond dust now that I've been using it because it's a lot of fun. When I'm all done dusting them, I'm going to use my knife to pick them up and place them on my cupcakes. And the cupcakes I used the same process that I used in my quick and easy way to decorate fancy cupcakes, and they're really easy to do. So if you want to check out that tutorial as well, it's a lot of fun. So I liked the purple because I was kind of going for the Elsa look from Frozen 2, and she had that purple dress on, so we were kind of going for that for a change. So thanks for watching with me today, and please subscribe to my channel and don't miss out on all the other fun cake decorating tutorials we got going on.